What's up, you guys? Okay, so welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about the resource generator technique, which is actually one of my most favorite because it allows us to really hone our genius, right? So many people feel like broken and not okay and like they need something from the outside to like help them and fix them. And resource generator is really about acknowledging your own knowledge and your own wisdom and your own experience and realizing that you've been successful in so many different areas of your life that you can take that pathway of success and transfer it to other things. So where there was a block, there no longer is a block because we realize, oh my God, I can do this. And it begins to build our self-confidence. It begins to build our self-esteem from the inside, which is like the freaking best. I was actually, one of Dr. Porter's mentors was Jose Silva. And you'll notice if you read that book, the Silva Mind Control Method, that a lot of his wording and techniques and phrasing and the way that he goes about it is from the Silva Mind Control technique. And I know that's kind of like it's a weird title, but it's just super helpful and powerful and beneficial. And what's interesting about Jose Silva is that he was actually like an electrical engineer. He'd worked with energy on like the a different level. Like we're working with energy on like that physical body, spiritual kind of mental energy. And he was working on it like literally, wires and cords and transferring energy that way. And what he realized is that when you remove the resistance, energy flows. And he took that understanding of the physical world of energy into the mental, emotional, psychological world of energy, because really it's all the same. It's how you harness it, where it's the direction that it's going, the momentum that it has, and is there resistance? Is there something that is blocking our own ability to thrive in the most abundant way that we possibly can? And when it comes to health, and when it comes to change, and when it comes to having a vision for ourselves of our life that we just can't seem to get to or to grasp, there is some kind of resistance. So let's talk about this more. All right. So, resource generator, this is chapter 10. Every individual has inherent talents, skills, and abilities that serve to define their personality. The purpose of resource generator is to take advantage of these unconscious gifts by placing them into a desired situation where they can bring about profound positive changes and enhancements. As discussed earlier, we create our perception of reality through our values, beliefs, and past programming. We also tend to assume that what is true for one person is true for another, which is usually not the case at all. We all personally define reality through our own senses. Therefore, we have every right to redefine our actions so they become powerful and positive, helping us to reach our goals on a day-to-day basis. Another way to explain this is told by my good friend Gil. He tells a story that he calls the three umpires, and it goes something like this. There was a runner well on his way from first to second base. The throw was close, but as he reached the plate, the umpire called him out. Another umpire, as he ran towards the plate, called the runner safe. And so the argument began. The home plate umpire watched this incident in silence and finally walked slowly out to second base to hear what was going on. After listening to the men in turn as they each argued their case, he promptly corrected them both. "You're both wrong," he said. "This man is neither out nor safe until I say he is." Thus is the story of life. It is neither good nor bad until you say that it is. Now, unfortunately, reality doesn't come with clear-cut definitions. We form our opinions and shape our destinies with the information at hand. Consider what might happen if you were in a positive state of mind all the time. What could you motivate yourself to do if you could, without conscious effort, simply take action and accomplish your goals? What if how other people perceived the goal didn't matter at all? All that mattered was how you felt about its importance. Now, if all this happened, wouldn't accomplishing your goals be a breeze? I believe that accomplishing goals can be this easy. The best rule of thumb is to start slowly and trust that success will stay with you all of your life. Now, nothing complements success better than the ability to change and modify old beliefs or outdated concepts. Be prepared to soar like the eagles or contemplate like the owls, whatever is necessary for success. Flexibility at the time of frustration makes you a person in demand. Now, during a personal training session with a hypnotist intern named Phil, I asked him to think of something in particular that he wanted to work on in his life. Phil immediately spoke up and said, motivation. He explained, it seemed as if those things I really want to accomplish in life, I put off, even when I know that if I do them, I could be far more successful than before. I told Phil not to worry because most people are just like him. They know exactly what to do, but don't know how to do it or are afraid to change their lives. Phil wanted to know why this is so when they know the change will make their lives better. The reality is they know on some level that once they make the change, they will be unable to return to their comfort zone or what they now perceive as their comfort zone. I explained to Phil that people would love to have some kind of internal generator to build resources for them without any conscious effort, but they don't know how to do it. Now, this is exactly what we are setting up with the resource generator technique. We activate the mind to work with the existing unconscious behaviors, but in new ways. Phil looked somewhat unconvinced, so I explained further. I told him that when he works with clients, he will need to take a moment before the session to figure out how to word his session for the individual's needs. And if he could begin to think of all clients as an extension of himself, since clients will come to him for help out of a conscious belief that he can help them, why not use that same belief to help himself? When you are working in the realm of the mind, there is no reason that you can't work on yourself at the same time. I explained how, while doing a session with a client, it has often helped me to think that I was actually working on the unconscious part of myself, a part of which I was unaware until this person decided to pay me to work on myself. Now, this one thought keeps me positive and motivated toward each new client. But most importantly, it keeps me in a state of learning and understanding and in tune with the hypnotic mind. This has helped me time and again when those inevitable moments of frustration come to me. I can suddenly become flexible. If I could be as much like that person as possible, I could then ask myself, what would I say to myself in this situation? Invariably, I become able to deliver an unconscious dialogue that seems to fit his or her needs and beliefs. I wouldn't say that this has worked 100% of the time, but it has certainly worked often enough to make it a useful tool that I use regularly. If you find yourself in a stuck state, always remember that when you have prepared yourself, something positive will come of it. The mind works with intention. As long as your intention is to help, the message will come across as healthy and positive. Now, as Philip sat in on my sessions during that week, he realized that almost everyone, whether seeing me for insomnia, weight control, stop alcohol, or smoking, they all lacked sufficient motivation for inspiring the change. One day toward the end of the week, Phil said to me, I guess you're right. Most people do lack motivation. That's so funny because that was exactly what he was talking about. I told Phil he was almost right. In truth, these people didn't so much lack motivation, but they were missing the desired outcome. They did indeed express motivation, one towards the old behavior. Ding, frickin' ding, ding. Do you see where we're going with this? We all have everything that we need within us to achieve our goals, regardless of what that goal is. We have it within us. It's just been blocked or twisted or in a direction that we don't want to go. When I ask people about the motivation, they say, I have no motivation at all. All I do is sit and watch TV and eat Doritos. And it's like, okay, well, then you're motivated to sit and watch TV and eat Doritos. You do have motivation. It's just for the thing that's keeping you stuck.
Girl, I'm laughing so hard over here.
Isn't it so true though?
Damn, it's so true that I laughed really loud because sitting eating Doritos is exactly what some of us do. But why are we motivated to do that and not motivated to do something that we know we want to do or something we ought to do? Oh my God, let me just sit in that for a minute.
Okay, you said I'm going to keep reading. The lack of motivation towards the new behavior because of their other than conscious mind has not yet realized the benefit of the new behavior. The mind always draws from the past and makes decisions based on repetitive behavior. When the mind is making a choice, it will go deep inside to identify the responses of the past. Then, using the average behavior, it will feed out a response. When feeling on top of the world, you usually respond to negative situations better than if you are feeling down. However, if you were to place the information and the resource into a generative mode, which means to contact something inside of you that happens repetitively and link it to the new response, it will become like a friendly old habit. When it is linked in a positive way, it will be like a resource generator because the stimulus is already present. All you need to do is generate the new behaviors. If this process is done consciously at first, it will become an unconscious behavior rather quickly because the comfort of the old response is built right in. Now, after learning the resource generator and going through the process himself, Phil's motivation began to transform. He had spent so much time motivated about procrastination that he became an expert at it. He was so motivated about putting things off that he had no motivation left to do what he really wanted to do. All Philip needed was a change of focus and a shift in his thoughts, and he could then be prepared to succeed. For Philip, as for most people, it wasn't a matter of success or failure. Rather, it was a matter of doing. As you read through the resource generator, always remember that you are in power. It's your life, your world, and your day. So today is a very wonderful day to make a change. It is the natural way of the universe. And there's a quote here: everything in the universe is subject to change. It is the nature of all things. You are either going forward or backward. Nothing stays the same. Whew. Yeah, girl. I like it.
Wow. That is such a deep, insightful hello, because it's what we some of us do. A lot of us do this, and then we wonder why. So this is so powerful if you use it, and just even just the thought of it, it brings light. And now we can't go back to the way it used to be because it's changed. Once you discover this conscious and unconscious thing that we do subconsciously. Super cool. Super, super cool.
I know. And again, I just love the idea of like, we have it all here. It's going, it's flowing. It's just sometimes we're like, it's not in the right direction, or there's some kind of resistance. There's something that we're putting in the way. And so as we unblock these things, it's not like we have to like create a different being. We don't have to be a different person. Right. I love that idea because for so long I really felt broken in a lot of ways. Right. Like there was like something wrong that needed to be fixed.
Ah,
And
mhm.
and to really take that kind of like blame and shame off the table, just that thought releases some of the resistance. Just that thought helps me focus in the right direction of where I want to actually go.
I see that. I see that. Like there's something wrong with you. You're
Mhm.
evil. You're just broken. There's no
Yeah, bad,
solution.
wrong, fucked
Mhm.
up. Like, yeah, totally.
There's no solution for you. You keep trying, and you fail, and you're just wrong. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. And this frees you. I see how it's freeing. It frees me too, and it's powerful. It just so this is just the tip of the iceberg of how powerful we really are. Knowing this knowledge is powerful too.
That's it.
Let me just add something real quick because a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff that we've learned at Positive Changes and what Dr. Porter and other hypnotherapists may know um, can set people free if they desire to learn. And but I can see this bigger picture of us as a being. And some of the things that Dr. Porter said, I'm like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy, right? But it's coming full circle for me because, I dream a lot. And there was this dream of the theater of the mind that I told you about. And in that dream, I was there in different dimensions in a very high vibration. Some people call it Christ. And we're there with him. We're there and we have all the answers. we're just disconnected, and it's designed that way on purpose. And it's almost like a beautiful journey that you finally discover. So Dr. Porter is correct that we have every solution inside of us. Dr. Porter's correct that we have everything inside of us already. We just don't know. So, wow, a big hello and a kick in the pants to Maria.
Love it.
It's really cool. So we're on the right track, and I don't care if people roll their eyes at me, just like I rolled my eyes at Dr. Porter.
Well, because we for some reason we want it to be more difficult. Like it's that tends to be a human thing where it's like, oh, it can be simple. I don't have to fight. I don't have to struggle. I don't have to, try and figure it all out. And if I just pull myself up by my bootstraps, I can get it all done. And it's
Well,
like, well,
it's a little,
no.
yeah. I mean, yeah. If I like that, you know, get it together and let's work on this. I like it. However, it is that simple, but it sounds so simple that it sounds stupid.
I
And you're like,
know.
it can't be that simple. How dare you insult my intelligence? It has to be more difficult. And it's not. And that's the kicker. That's the kick in the pants I'm telling you about. I'm like, oh my God. It can be that simple. That it is already inside of us. It's just we don't know it. And that's the big secret. It's in here,
Yeah.
this big old brainola and this divine being that we are. And he was telling us, I think him and I or other people, they would say some off, just landish stuff, including Christ. He will say, "You have all the answers. The kingdom is inside of me and you." Not and we are all experiencing different dimensions at the different times. I think it was Einstein said that, and I'm thinking that sounds crazy as hell. But in this dream, I saw exactly what Dr. Porter and Christ was saying, and I was like, "Holy shit, they're telling the truth." Though our physical and our perception of reality and our physical logical brain and living in this hard dimensional world, this three-dimensional world, you're thinking this is solid. I could feel it. I'm experiencing this reality. How can it not? How can I be living in a different dimension? But we are. And the way that we connect is through this stuff and through meditation and through prayer.
I love
Isn't
it.
that cool? Isn't it cool? Mm.
I mean, it's wild on like so many different levels, because we do have the ability to experience many different realities, even just throughout a day, you know, all the different feelings and perceptions and life and spirituality. And, you know, when we are in prayer and meditation, it's a different world when we go internally and expand and feel the internal world, and then open our eyes and then have to like navigate the external world, you know, with all of our senses.
Right. And then we have
Happening.
these distractions that just really piss me off.
Yeah, it's
And I'm
wild.
like, I
Yeah.
can't do this shit until I do this shit. And I just want to just say, screw all this shit.
All the
I'm gonna go sit in a bar and have a margarita. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Sing my mariachis and be me. But for some
Oh,
reason
that's
I'm
so
going through
funny.
this journey, and it's really that simple. And that's why I'm here with you, because these are the
Amen.
keys that are going to open our realities.
I know, it's so nice to have these little reminders. So I thought this week it would be really cool to actually have one of you go through and ask the outcome questions. So to be a little bit more specific and get into the flow of actually, you know, being with ourself and or a client, and being a little bit more specific on what you would like to get from this technique. So we're talking about the resource generator. It is chapter 10, whatever page that is for you guys. And obviously there's the script there to kind of give us an idea of how we can begin setting up the resource generator in terms of when to pause and when to come back. It's on page 149 in your guys' book. Cool. Yeah, it's 145 for me. I think actually, I know Jody, you just kind of popped in. Do you want me to give you just a little recap of what we were talking about in like the first couple of pages describing the resource generator?
Sure, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, totally. So the basic idea is that we all have everything that we need already within us, right? It doesn't matter what we're struggling with. We have been successful in other areas of our life. So being able to generate those resources, that knowledge, that wisdom, that experience that we've had in other areas, regardless of how minute, and draw upon those to help us redirect our energy and realize that we can be successful. And whatever that pathway was, as soon as we begin to unblock the resistance and really focus in the direction that we want to go, we realize that we have everything that we need and the energy easily flows.
Love it.
Totally. Yeah. So I think last week Maria did it. How are you feeling, Jody? Do you feel confident in being able to ask the questions and take us through the session?
If I have something to look at, I gotta find the questions.
Oh, the questions, well, it's on my page 82. So it's probably somewhere around there. They're called outcome questions.
So I'm probably a few pages ahead.
It's on page 85 for us.
Got it. Okay, so outcome questions.
So Maria, you're going to answer the questions, okay?
So that's just it. We're just asking the outcome question.
So ask the outcome questions,
Okay.
and then the information that she gives you, and this is not going to be paragraphs and pages, Maria, just, you know, keep it simple.
Okay. Got it.
But you're going to ask her those questions. And then as you're going through the script, remember that slow is better, right? So if at any point you're like, wait, what did she say? And you need to like go back and reread the question and then go, could I put it in there? Like that time that the person's internal world is kind of navigating that space, there's zero stress there. That is a place of creation and beauty. So we don't need to like jump into the next sentence, right? So that's another thing that's really helpful and important too in the hypnosis session, which makes it so nice, is that there's a lot of flexibility. Right? So as you're reading through the script, you might notice like, oh, this might be a really good place to pop in the fact that she wants to make a change in how much water she drinks. Right? If that's what she says that she wants to work on when you ask the questions, then you can pop that in here. You could say on this third paragraph, is your powerful mind, what? It is your powerful mind that will build this incredible mechanism, unconscious and automatic. The fresh, alive, clear, crisp water energizes your body. And each time you practice using these talents, do you see what I mean? How you just kind of pop in here and there the ideas that she has asked you to talk about.
Right. Yeah, I think if I had read this before, it'd probably be a little bit easier, but because like, how do you know where to pop in what? You just go with your feels.
Totally.
Okay.
I mean, I have a couple of scripts where there's like actually blank spaces that you can like, how like we used to do those little things back in the day. What's a noun? What's the verb? What's
Mad Libs?
Mad Libs, totally. But for right now, what's really cool about the subconscious mind is that it's able to organize that information as it wants to. So yeah, definitely just go with your intuition. You'll feel it. It will make sense. Just go slow.
Okay. And do we need the yes, no response for this one?
Usually, but I also want to pop in here that it is totally, I don't even know what the word is, doable, good, okay, whatever it is, to actually have them respond verbally. Right? So we can do the yes, no with the finger. You can also keep them in a light trance where they're responding verbally. You just have to set that up before. Right? Meaning like you don't want them to be super relaxed and then go, okay, now remember, I didn't tell you, but talk to me now, but if you say it as you're going in, like hey, same thing with the yes, no, like you do it consciously first, right? It's like, hey, while you're in there, yes, wiggle the finger. Okay, cool. And we're going to do the no. Okay. All right. Awesome. Now you go into it. Now there's expectation and you totally know. Same thing with this. Be like, okay, so as we go in, I want you to be very relaxed in your body and your mind, but still be able to communicate with me. So when I ask you a question, feel free to say yes.
So is there a reason why, or does it take them out of their meditative state to have them like nod their head yes, or shake their head no, or raise and lower their hand briefly?
So it totally depends on is my internet okay? I just got that weird little notification that it was like, you're unstable. Okay.
I hear you fine.
Okay, cool. Yes and no. It really depends on the person. Me particularly, I'm the 10% of people that are what are called subnebulistic. I'm the one that would like get on the stage and do something weird that like, you're like, are you doing that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that. So like anytime you see a hypnotherapist and they're doing something weird with someone, that is not because that hypnotherapist can do that with anyone. It's actually that person's brain, the way that it is willing to follow along in that way, like publicly. So it really depends on the person. In terms of what we're doing here, where it's not just for relaxation, it's actually for a change, it's usually fine. But that's one of the reasons why we do the yes and no, is because it's very simple. It's very simple. You can stay very deeply relaxed. And the more that you practice it, like me and Maria were talking about a couple of weeks ago, like every time I'm in a relaxed state, my finger will automatically, even when I'm just thinking of something, it'll go ding, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that is true. Or my other finger will be like, nope. And I'll be like, oh wait, is that not true? Because I'm so trained in that way.
Before it's even a conscious thought in your mind. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, both. Whether it's a conscious thought or not a conscious thought. Yeah. I'll like my finger will kind of like do a little twitch. It's funny.
Yeah. That actually happened to me on one of the calls when you had me aim, and she was saying like, show me the yes. And my finger just like did it on its own. I was like, whoa. Whoa. But I don't think it was visible to her because she was like, okay, show me a yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
So yes, you come up a little, but I don't think that it is a deterrent to making the change that we want to make.
Right. Okay. So for today, we could just, because a lot of times I'm saying, like, when I guide people through meditation, we're sort of doing a journey within, but we're asking questions within and deriving information and then bringing that back. So I'll just say, just briefly raise and lower your hand when you have the answer, when you feel like you have the answer. And so I was curious because I'm like, well, does that pull them out of their meditative state? I mean, it's never seemed to be a problem, but
Yeah, it's not a problem, but it does pull them up.
yeah.
I mean, not so much up that now they're like freaked out about something, but having a couple sentences of like, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Continue the relaxation and go even deeper.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's okay. Like, we actually want to break the state. We actually want to come up a little bit sometimes and then go back down. That's actually the way that the brain works, and solidifies whatever changes that we want to make, is when we do something and then we go away and then we come back to it.
Right. Yeah. Got it. Okay. So for today, just walking her through the outcome questions and then incorporating some of that into this.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just going to start practicing
based
that.
on the
'Cause
feel.
yeah.
Let's
Perfect.
do it. Okay, Maria. So let's just kind of go over some of the outcomes that you would like to have during our sessions together. So what would you like to attain from psycholinguistics?
Procrastination.
Procrastination is what you would like to attain?
Oh, I'm sorry. To reach my goals.
Okay. And so maybe overcoming procrastination.
Correct.
And then when would you like to have these changes?
Today.
Oh,
No.
that's no procrastinating in that. I love it. Okay. And how often will you need to display these behaviors to convince you that you have made the change?
Let's say 3 times.
Okay.
Just as a tiny little side note, you're really doing great. And obviously, just like actually answering, saying with the question that's there. But now that you know that it's procrastination, you could actually, change the wording a little bit in the question. Do you know what I mean? To be like, okay, so how often would you need to display? And maybe you even want to ask, if it's not procrastination, what is it?
Right.
Ah, good.
Right? If you're not procrastinating, what are you doing?
Right.
And you
Not
say,
eating
okay,
Doritos.
no.
I love that. It totally resonates with me.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that was the other thing.
So like
Jody.
instead of these behaviors, you would say, how often would you need to display the overcoming of a procrastination or the reaching of your goal
Yeah.
in order to convince you that you've made the change?
Yeah, in order to convince you, you could even say behaviors in order to convince you that you are no longer procrastinating, or that you're no longer stuck by procrastination.
Okay, so instead
Right?
of made the change.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a little tweak that helps personalize it a little bit more.
Yeah,
right?
like I'll make an excuse. And how many times do I need to get rid of that excuse so I can reach my goal? Just see the success. We'll keep it 3, but what? It's just doing what I want to do. I want to do something else besides laying in my bed eating Doritos, for examples, which I don't eat Doritos, but it could be something else like a cracker or what have you, with peanut butter inside of it, because I like peanut butter. So 3 times of successfully doing what I want to do.
Okay. And is there any reason that you shouldn't successfully do what you want to do?
Oh, damn. do I want to be like transparent, or do I want to just give you the answer that I want to give you? Because two things came up in my head, so bear with me. Any reasons why you shouldn't? I can hear my mother's voice telling me that I can't do that. Other people's opinions.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what happened when you asked me that question. Like, other people's, like, they don't want me to be successful. That's not your role. Your role is to be home doing dishes and having babies or what have you. My religious background, traditional background, it's not a woman's role. So those things came up for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which kind of plays, I feel like, a little into the next one. What stops you from making the changes on your own? What stops you from successfully doing what you want to do?
Their wishes instead of mine.
Okay. And
Their
have you,
needs besides of mine. Their needs, their wants, their needs, their wishes instead of mine. Oh, wow. Deep, Rose, very deep.
and have you ever made a similar change?
Yes.
And what would that be?
What would that be?
Mhm.
It's taking what I want without anyone's permission or apology, just doing it.
Okay. And what are the positive benefits of successfully doing what you want to do and overcoming procrastination?
A sense of accomplishment, a sense of achievement, a sense of relief and joy, money, and just feeling good and dancing. Sorry, with the paragraph there, Rose. At least they weren't
All
run-on
good.
sentences.
All good. It was good.
They're all descriptive verbs and actions.
Amazing answers. So is there any part of you that doesn't want the change, that doesn't want to successfully do what you want to do, that doesn't want to overcome procrastination?
Yeah, a sense of being wrong. That part of being wrong, like I made a mistake, and the shame of trying.
Okay. And is there any place that you don't want to change?
Can't think of anything right now. I think I'm pretty clear on what I want to change.
Okay. And then what will need to occur during the process for you to make the change, for you to successfully do what you want to do?
A choice.
So you'll need to have a choice.
Yeah. This is
Freedom.
me making that choice.
You to choose. Okay. Got
For
it.
me to choose. It's me. Nobody else is in control but me. And I am the one that is going to deliberately, during the process, make that change.
Got it. Okay. Excellent. So with your permission, I would like to guide you through a process called the resource generator. How does that sound?
Sounds fantastico.
All right. So during this process, I might ask you a yes or no question, and feel free to just go ahead and say yes or no, or shake your head, yes or no, whichever feels the most comfortable for you.
Okay.
Right. So now go ahead and relax.
Okay. Okay. Relaxing.
Right. So have you go ahead and settle back with your eyes comfortably closed. Just take in a deep cleansing breath and let it go with a sigh. And noticing with each exhalation, you find yourself going deeper and deeper. Each time finding it easier to reach that perfect level of relaxation. That level where you can clearly see, hear, and experience your hidden talents and skills of successfully doing what you want to do. Today, you are using your mind for a purpose. The purpose is to build a resource generator. Your other than conscious mind has already categorized and organized all of your skills, all of your abilities to overcome procrastination, to do what you want to do without seeking permission, and will generate them into the appropriate places upon awakening. And all you really need to do is follow along with my voice, allowing it to guide you into that perfect place of relaxation where you will become unaware of your body, but very aware of your mind. It is your powerful mind that will build in this incredible mechanism to overcome procrastination and claim the success that is yours to claim. Unconscious and automatic. Each time you practice using these hidden talents, they will work more effectively. So as you scan your body, noticing your level of relaxation, I want you to remember the right index finger moves slightly for a yes response, and the left finger for a no response. And there is no reason for you to consciously respond in any other way. And each time you respond, you will go deeper, allowing your body to let go while your mind continues to build your resource generator. And when you feel that this is so, just give me a yes response. And you can feel free to just shake your head yes or no if that's more comfortable for you. And you're doing perfectly. So that you know, and I know, that your other than conscious mind will work out all of the details of overcoming procrastination and successfully doing what you want to do. And you can be more successful than you dreamed possible. Now go ahead and give me a no response. Perfect. And just feel yourself letting go and allow your mind to drift back through time. Remembering behaviors that you would like to demonstrate more often. Remembering the ability to choose and take personal responsibility for your choices. And some memories could be the ability to do what you want to do without permission, the ability to honor your needs, your wants, the ability to make sound decisions about your success, the ability to feel accomplished, relief, joy. It can be any ability you want to possess. Feeling good, having money, dancing. And when you find one specific memory, give me a yes response. Good. You're doing perfect. So step into the experience. See what you're seeing. Hear what you're hearing. And fill yourself up like an empty glass container with this experience. And when you are full of that experience, just go ahead and give me a yes response. No need to rush, taking your time. Now imagine this feeling. Imagine this clarity of thought. Imagine this skill of overcoming procrastination and successfully doing what you want to do in 3 spaces spontaneously in the future. Take all the time you need. When you have thought of those 3 times in the future, give me a yes response. Excellent. Is there any part of you that objects to your using this resource in the future? Would the objecting part be willing to help find a resource that would be as immediate and more appropriate so that you can accomplish your daily goals? Each time you close your eyes and enter into hypnosis, you find it easy to work with your other than conscious mind, and solutions to your everyday problems will come in to your mind. And from here, you can start to generate new behaviors. And when you need them the most to accomplish your loftiest goals, when you need them the most to overcome procrastination and successfully do what you want to do, notice the level of relaxation you are currently experiencing. This is just one level of relaxation. There is even a deeper level. You can reach that level by reviewing this process once again differently. In this new way, you only need to review your day. And in the review, think of where and when you need a resource the most. Think of where and when you need accomplishment the most. And as you think, imagine your other than conscious mind journeying back through time, remembering every skill, remembering every ability, every resource, and then choose just the right skill or resource for that moment in time. You are building a resource generator. And each time, your mind will find it easy to solve your everyday problems with the solutions found in the past, present, or future. And from this moment forward, you are no longer trapped by your conscious thoughts. You are no longer trapped by the needs, wants of others. You know the truth. And the truth is, there are only infinite number of choices from any one moment in time. And each time you close your eyes with the intention of going into hypnosis, your capacity to accept, use, and benefit from hypnotic suggestion will get better. Better, better, and better every day in every way. Now, scanning your body for your level of relaxation now. Imagine letting go of the thoughts here and now, and imagine yourself 1 year from now. You have done it. You have accomplished the goals that you set for yourself. You have overcome procrastination. You have masterfully gained the skills of successfully doing what you want to do. It was easier than you thought. As you think back over time, you notice how your resource generator instantly, automatically assisted you with the right thought, the right action, the right belief. And with this thought, I say to you now, negative thoughts and negative beliefs, other people's needs and wants, your religious background, other people's opinions will have no control over you at any level of the mind, at this or any of the other levels of consciousness. Now imagine moving to the day when you are convinced that you have all of the abilities you need to continue successfully doing what you want to do into the future. And as you begin to accept all of the changes, all of the beneficial behaviors, and a fresh new attitude, you can begin to return your conscious awareness to the room, but only as slowly as your conscious and other than conscious mind can come to an agreement that the changes are positive, permanent, and lasting through the rest of your life. You take all the time that you need, and when your conscious mind is willing to use the resource of the other than conscious mind on a day-to-day basis to improve the quality of your life, to successfully do what you want to do, your eyes will open and you can return fully back into the room, wide awake and in perfect health. And as you begin to sense the benefits of this new resource, you can contemplate on the times in the future where it will work for you unconsciously and automatically. At times, this new ability to successfully do what you want to do will help you in the morning as you look forward to a new day, a day full of successful events and a successful attitude. And at other times, this resource will be there during your midday, helping you to let go of your mother's voice, of other people's opinions, of the religious background and programming, and handle the situations of the day in a positive and beneficial way. And at other times, it will be there in your evening, helping you to discover new ways to relax and enjoy your evening activities, finding yourself more relaxed around family and friends, more full of joy, feeling good, dancing even. But most importantly, you will find a variety of new behaviors and attitudes when you need them the most. And as you need them during your life experience, and this is so. You can return back into the room only as slowly as you are convinced that the changes are made. And when this happens, your eyes will open, you will be wide awake with your resource generator working perfectly, and this is so. Okay.
Yes. Good job adding all those things in.
Thanks.
Whew. So you can see now, as we're kind of getting into this, that asking those questions really, it creates like fertile ground for the conscious mind to be in alignment with what you're doing in the hypnosis session subconsciously.
Yeah.
So it links the two. It's the pathway to get the two on the same page, open to new ideas and new suggestions. That was really great. You did an excellent job. Maria was like ready, dude. As soon as you were like, as soon as all this is done, you can come up. And she was like, cool, let's go.
I know. It was like, there's another half a page to read still.
I'm sorry. I heard if I'm ready, you can open your eyes and go. I'm like, I'm good. I'm ready.
It
And
did.
I'm like, oh, my bad. It's not done.
I thought that was it was as we would learned in our business training, I felt like it double dipped. I was like,
It did.
yeah,
It's
but
okay.
not yet, but okay, come out.
Yeah, it's
Right.
okay.
Totally.
I loved it. It was so good. I would not think this was your first time.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I saw some really good stuff, and I saw some stuff that I needed to see. It was cool. I loved it. The Doritos came up.
So we were talking about motivation, and I was
Mhm.
saying that, oftentimes people are like, oh, well, I really want to lose weight, but like I have no motivation at all. All I do is sit on my couch and eat Doritos. And I'm like, well, what's interesting about that is you are motivated. You are extremely motivated to sit on the couch and eat Doritos.
So
See, the
totally
idea is
resonate.
that you have motivation. We think that we lack motivation. We think we lack power. We think we lack willpower. We think we lack understanding. And it's not. It's really about that. And I was sharing with Maria a little bit earlier that Jose Silva, who created the Silva Mind Control, which is there's a lot of that in this book that we've been learning. His training was not in the metaphysical world. He was like an electrician. He like did electrical work with stuff. And he found, he was like, oh my God, when it comes to energy, if you remove the resistance, the energy flows.
Yes.
And he took that understanding of the physical world energy and translated into like the mental, emotional, spiritual energy, and went, oh my God, we're the same. Right? We are the same as human beings. When we remove the resistance, we have everything that we need. All of the energy is there for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that was really what we were talking about, what this particular technique is about.
Love it.
When I wasn't sure how you were going to respond when I gave you the, something is in the way. And I'm like, oh man, I hope that doesn't throw her off. but I was responding to what the big old bag of Doritos came up, and it was, there I am sitting on the couch eating these Doritos. I said, yeah, something's in the way of my Dorito eating motivation. And and so when I did used to have Doritos, I used to eat Doritos. Now it's something else, but it doesn't matter. The point is,
Yeah.
it came up,
Yeah.
and then it didn't throw you off, which I'm like, right on. And so now I replaced that with something else. And I can't remember if you asked me to replace it or not, but I did it automatically. Sorry. And it was a color green. The circle of power, the color green came.
Yes.
And so I said, okay, so when that motivation comes, which is the bag of Doritos, to give you guys a visual, I have a choice, and I chose to go in my circle of power. And then then for some reason, I just let my imagination go. And I saw myself wearing my high heel shoes, and I was walking towards what I want. And then when you asked me, like, think of a place in time and space where you, accomplished some of my accomplishments. And okay, you guys are gonna laugh, but what came up to me was this picture I have in a lowrider magazine, standing in front of a motorcycle, and I'm looking badass, you guys.
I know this picture. You have a red,
Yes.
like leather mini skirt on, and it is badass.
Okay, that's the one, but this one was bikini. I don't think you've seen this one. I'll show it to you later. So that came up for me, and I'm like, oh, I'm a badass. That's what I am. I'm a badass. And I'm like, oh, this will work. And so that really brought a lot of validation for me and power, because I did it already, and I can, resource to that too. And me moving forward on this motorcycle, even though I didn't ride the motorcycle, in my mind, I can take control and ride that motorcycle instead of posing in front of the motorcycle. I'm a badass.
Okay. Honestly, it might be hard to ride a motorcycle in a bikini, but I don't know. I mean, fuck it, try it.
I tried it, and it was okay. I was fine. But the thing is, I was a badass moving forward, and that really, really helped me. And then I just got into a deep state, even though I was wiggling and squiggling. I don't know if you saw me. It's okay. I was still able to multitask and go where I needed to go. And I saw myself entering into a place where it was like kind of golden, and there was this water pond. It was a pond, and I was able to drink from it. And I'm like, this is cool, because to me that represents this place where there's no lack of anything. And it also represents life, and I can resort to that everlasting, forever generator that is energy that I can resource to. Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know I was going to go there. And in my box of tools, because procrastination and barriers were coming up for me, like, lack of money, there's problems. And so I said, oh, I have choices. And I said choice, but it's also related to choices. And then all of a sudden, all this, I knew what to do. I had a resource of tools, and I started picking out all these toolboxes. I mean, tools from my toolbox, and I could apply it to any solutions. And then my logical brain says, well, why did it have to be a problem? Why does it have to be a problem? Why can't it just go flowing beautifully the way I want it to be? And two key things came up to me, and then I'll shut up, is that sometimes there's stories that make the stories more funner, or more character, or more like drama, like you're watching a movie or a soap opera, and you of course can have to have drama. So I kind of reframed it as that a very interesting story. And then at the last, there's something you said in the script, and I no longer felt like a victim, but I felt like a little secret was given to me, and that I had control. And then, interesting enough, if you were watching my body movement, but I caught this, you were saying something that totally opened my eyes. And I did this, physically did this. I went like this around my eye area, like I was taking like blinders off my eye. And I said, why did I do that physically?
Interesting.
That was interesting. I said, wow, blinders are being taken off my eyes. And that I saw the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is for me. I don't know if this is going to resonate with everybody, but for me was like, I have more control of my atmosphere and my world than I think. And if I don't take action and move forward and say what I want, then life is going to kind of give me seconds where I have to like, succumb to what it gives me. But if I put my energy out there through visualizing and know what I want and take action now moving forward in the future, then I am the master puppeteer of what happens in my life. And it's that simple.
Boom.
Amazing.
That is so much more fun than Doritos on the couch. I mean,
Hell yeah.
that was way more fun.
Hell yeah. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
this is
Girlfriend, I
so
totally
much
need to go.
fun.
But Jody, I would
Yes.
love to hear your thoughts. If we can put that off till next week, that would be
Yes.
Sure.
wonderful. You did really
That was
good.
cool.
That was great,
Thank
Maria.
you.
Thanks for sharing all that. That was really powerful
Oh
and
no,
fun.
thanks for, this is a great class, or powwow. This is awesome. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Jody. It was like brilliant what you did. So don't second guess yourself. You did awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.